Hello, my most amazing artists. Today we are going to create a portrait in the style of Bisa Butler. And Bisa Butler is a textile artist. So what that means is she uses fabric and quilting to create her artwork. And what she does is if you watch the video about her, she does large quilts that have usually a pattern in the background. They're very colorful. They're very bright. She uses bright, expressive, colorful colors and shades of colors. So today we're going to make a portrait kind of in the style of Bisa Butler. And for our part, we're going to draw along. So I'll be showing you how to make a portrait of Dr. Finney, our principal. If you want to do your own portrait and then go straight to the coloring parts later in the video, you can jump ahead to that and just do your own portrait. But for this, I'm going to do Dr. Finney, and hopefully I do her justice here. So I am going to start by doing just a U for the bottom of her head. So I'm just going to do a big wide U like that, and this is just going to be half of her head because her hair kind of covers part of her face. I'm going to also do a couple little U's that kind of come in like this. These are going to be her cheeks. She's got some dimples and cheeks. And then I'm going to do her nose, and her nose would be right about where those cheeks are. So I'm just going to do a bump like this that's kind of wide and long, and then just some little bumps on the side. Okay, now I'm going to do her mouth. So I'm going to have her smiling big. So let's see, her mouth's going to come right underneath these two bumps like this, and let's put the bottom of her mouth right about here. Okay, so I'm going to have this kind of curve up like this and curve up. And if yours isn't perfect, that's okay. We're all learning. So I'm going to put her lips down there, kind of curve up. I'm going to have her top lips a little bit thinner, so I'm going to put a little bump right there and then go down to the edges. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do Dr. Finney's eyes. So I'm going to come a little bit up from the nose and put two little just bumps right there. And then the eyeballs are kind of like footballs or almonds. So they kind of go like that. And I'm going to try to do about the same size on both sides. And like I said, if your guys' isn't perfect, that's okay. We're all learning. We're all doing the best we can. So I'm going to put three little bumps on the end for her eyelashes, because it's got eyelashes there. And then I'm just going to do a circle that kind of goes toward the top, circle that goes toward the top, and I want to put a little circle inside of the circle. That would be like the highlight of the eye. Alright, and then just for eyebrows, I'm just going to kind of put a line over top, and the eyebrows just kind of come, they're almost like a swoosh. So eyebrow right like that. And then we'll do her hair. So her hair, you can also put a line in the middle for the teeth if you want there. So I'm going to come down just to the left of the chin here, and let's see, for part of that, we'll go back to that part. So now I'm going to come up a little bit here, come up, kind of curve up, leave a little bit of forehead there. I'm going to come in and over like that. And now here's where I'm going to kind of do the hair here. So I'm going to swoop down right to there. Then the hair is going to come behind. Let's see here. Behind here. And we'll just kind of do a couple of little bumps and stuff. Let's see. Up here, we'll come down. Come down like this. And then just kind of a little bit of zigzag in. And this part right here comes kind of over the top and kind of flips out. Kind of like that. We'll do little zigzags. So here, and I can put a couple more lines in here if I want, just to kind of show the motion of the hair. So now that I got that part, and like I said, if it's not perfect, you guys, that's okay. We're not perfect artists. We learn every time. I'm going to do her necklace now. It's going to come about down to here, so I'm going to put a little circle here, and let's see where it starts up here. It starts just below her shoulder, so I'm going to have her shoulder come down like this. That's where her arm is, and comes down like that. And I'm going to have this necklace start up here, and I'm just going to connect it to this middle one because that's how far down I said I wanted it to go. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So I'm going to just kind of come around with circles. It's got like a pearl type necklace on. And now I'm going to have her shirt. It comes right here, just a little short, and comes up like that. And the last thing is to just put her shoulder coming down right like that. Okay, so now that I have my portrait, oh, and she has a couple pearl earrings too. So let's put the one pearl earring right here, and the other one's behind her ear. All right, so now I'm going to kind of start with the coloring. Okay, so we're going to start with the figure. And on the figure here, on the person, you want to pick kind of like a color scheme. So we're going to you want to go either like warm colors, like red, yellow, orange, and pink, or cool colors, blue, purple, and green. So like I said, these would be warm colors, and then the cool colors would be blue, and if you have light blue, you can use light blue too. So here I'll use the blue, light blue, and green. And if you have the light blue, if you have the lighter colors, you want to use those too. So when I do this portrait now, I'm going to start by kind of having some of the dark areas of the face and coloring those in. So if I got anywhere where there would be a shadow, okay, the lips are usually a little darker, so I can make the lips the darker area. The edges, so like anywhere where there's the edge of a shape or a line, I can make those darker. It would be a little bit darker under the cheeks, so I could have that part just a little bit darker next to the nose. Okay, underneath of the nose, next to the face. And like I said, don't worry about how it looks, just do your best with it. It doesn't have to be perfect, we're just learning here, we're getting some ideas, we're experimenting. Don't be afraid to experiment. If you want to, also when you're doing a dark color, you could think about where a shadow would be. Like a shadow might be right here on the neck. That would be a place where there might be a shadow. A shadow might be around the eyes or underneath the eyes. I'm going to do a shadow there. And like I said, guys, if it doesn't look perfect, don't worry about it. A little bit of shadow underneath the hair. So once I got a shadow, now I want to get the lighter color and kind of go next to that shadow. So next to the shadow here, so I can kind of fill in, color in some parts next to it. Okay, there might be, and you kind of see it kind of taking shape as I go. So I'm coloring, I'm leaving some white spots. I'm leaving where there might be some highlights. Okay, where there might be some highlights on that face. So I'm winding up with some very bright and vibrant colors. I'm going to go ahead and just color in the whole neck there. I think I'll probably go ahead and leave these pearls white. I'm going to go ahead and switch to the green, and I'm going to do some of this areas with the green. I'm just going to go, an easy way to do this, you guys, is to just kind of go over where your lines are. So when you have the lines, just kind of go over where they are next to them. That's kind of where the shadows would be. And I think for this green, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go a little bit outside of the cool colors, because I know that green has yellow in it, because blue and green make yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make the light parts in here that yellow. So that's one thing, if you know how the colors work, if you know that like blue and yellow make green, you can do things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and take the yellow and I'm going to do the inside parts here with this yellow to make it those vibrant colors. And the yellow, when I use my purple in a minute, is really going to pop against that purple. I can leave a couple little white spots in here if I want. I don't think I'm going to do that. So even though Dr. Finney's not a blonde, we'll make it kind of blonde on this. And I could even take, you know, if I wanted to go even darker, I could take that purple and go in here a little bit and just kind of color in some areas. You know, or even color in the whole thing if I wasn't really particularly happy with the green and the yellow. I could do it more of the purple. I'm just going to kind of put some little streaks and stuff through here. And I'm not particularly happy with this necessarily. I know you guys probably weird hearing Mr. Neville say that he's not particularly happy with something. You might think it looks good, but remember, it's all in the eye of the beholder. The artist can say like they're not happy with a certain aspect of their artwork, and that's kind of their prerogative. But every time we do an artwork, we learn from it. We learn what to do, what not to do, what works, what doesn't work. So now I'm going to come up with some sort of design to put, some sort of pattern to put down here on her shirt. So I'm going to just do some purple, and I think I'm going to do orange. So I started with the cool color scheme, and now I'm kind of switching a little bit. I'm adding in some different warm colors to that. And the reason why, I'll tell you the reason why I just picked that that color, the orange, for this, is that there's a lot of blue up top, and I know that orange and blue are complementary colors. They make each other stand out. So I know that if I put orange in here, it'll make my blue kind of pop even more. Just like I know by putting purple in with the yellow, it'll make it pop just a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead, and once I've got this pattern in here, this pattern of repeating straight lines, I'll just kind of curve them a little bit as I go here. Now I'm just going to fill that pattern with orange. And like I said, you can use the same colors as me. You can use different colors. It's up to you. And you know, I could even change this up and do some parts orange and some parts different colors. I think that it might have even been better if I had gone orange and then pink and then orange and then pink. But that's something I can think about if I were to do this project again. So I'm going to just go ahead, get this orange in there. And then after we finish our figure, then we got to think about our background. Now right now you can see I've got a lot of my patterns on her shirt, her dress are going up and down. So I probably want some sort of pattern that goes left to right. And then my pattern right here is lines. So I could do something other than lines. I could do shapes. I could do a pattern that I would see on some sort of fabric. Like the artist would have some sort of fabric that they would put in the background. I think for this, I'm going to use a pattern that I saw in a lot of her backgrounds, and I'm going to do, let's see, I think I'm going to do red and purple. I think I'm going to do red and purple. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to do zigzags, thick zigzags. So I'm going to go zigzag across, and then leave a little space for the other color. Zigzag across, and then I go behind, leave a little space for the other color. Zigzag across, zigzag across. I'm going to do that all the way to the bottom of my artwork. And then I'm going to go in and add that other color. And I think I said purple. Yep. And also remember, you could do more than two colors. You could do also, you could make these lines thicker to make them stand out more. This video is getting kind of long as it is, so I will probably finish up after this, after I kind of go over those steps with you guys. So to kind of sum up, when you start this, you're going to start by drawing your portrait of either Dr. Finney along with the video, or drawing a portrait of someone that you know. Then you're going to color it in. Try to get two colors that are a dark version of the color and light version for the face. You're going to do the dark version around the edges of your lines, the light versions inside of that, and then you're going to, once you have the face done, the hair, the pattern on the shirt or whatever, then you're going to do the background. You can do the background, like I said, in alternating colors. You can use lines, you can use shapes. You want to fill the background space, and you want it to be bright colors that kind of make sense together. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish up a couple things on this here. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of shadow. And a little bit more of that blue there. Alright, and that's pretty much it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this project. I enjoyed making my little Dr. Finney drawing here. So have fun doing your artwork. Finish it up. Make sure you upload it to Schoology, and I will see you later. Alright, bye-bye.